heard what we are very sure was gunfire. Certainly it sounded like it, and we have seen numerous protesters fall in the street. We presume as a result of that gunfire and being carried away by other protesters in the crowd. We are not talking about one or two casualties, we are talking about numerous casualties. We've seen numerous people being carried from the streets. Now, to put this in context, the way this unfolded this morning, almost at the break of dawn, down on the barricades of Independence Square, the more hardcore element of the protest crowd began launching a barrage of rocks and Molotov cocktails towards lines of security services that stood at a distance in formation, largely beyond the range of that protest crowd, and they did not move to engage with them in any way. Then, after a period of time, it appears that those security forces received an order to pull back. They withdrew. As they withdrew, some of the crowd pursued them. Some armoured vehicles with water cannon tried to hold off that crowd for a period of time, was largely successful as those security forces pulled back. But then, as they have continued to pull back, some of those protesters have pursued them, and it appears that they have been met with gunfire in response. And so on the streets within the immediate vicinity, within the blocks surrounding Independence Square, there have been running battles between these protesters and security forces who appear to be using live ammunition. And the result, as I say, is protesters are falling in the streets, being carried away to where we are here in this hotel. The building is currently being used as an emergency treatment area. Injured protesters being carried in. Doctors or paramedics are attempting to treat them, and we even have Orthodox priests here praying for them. It would appear presenting some form of last rites to these people who have fallen in the streets this morning.